Yeah. So unsolicited advice, that's not a 5K. Okay. So you're not going to go gut that out.
Yeah.
So if you're not 100%, push that. There's all kinds of races out there. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Find a
Yeah.
different one. Find a different one. But you'll
Well,
know, when I was signing up for races, I would sign up and I'm like, yeah, I'm training for this if everything lines up well, right? If I'm injury free, if I'm this and that. But the other thing I'll say to you is that very few people at the starting line of any race are 100%.
yeah.
But don't go. Achilles is a touchy one because you snap that and
Yeah. You're
you're
done
gonna
for a
be a
while.
while. Yeah, you're gonna be a while.
Yeah. That's my biggest fear is, I don't care. I just want to show up to the starting line.
Yeah.
I was listening to David Goggins and uh, he was saying, I still show up to those 100-mile
I'm
races,
back.
and I go, why the fuck am I standing here? Why am I doing this? And then
Yeah.
at the end of it, he goes, well, every question I ever had was answered in that 100-mile race. And so I think there's
Mm,
something spiritual about
yeah.
these long distance races that cause you to really go to a place inside of yourself. And I'm excited to see what that's like. And
Yeah.
that 53K really is just a start. If we can do it, great. If not, we've got a bigger goal. Uh, with the Blood Rock 100, and we've signed up for the Mamba 100 too, which is
Okay.
local here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So you got to get healthy, right? You got to get healthy. So are these things? Do they have elevation or are they pretty flat?
well, the Mamba and the 53K are local. They're going to be pretty flat,
Yeah.
fast and flat. The Blood Rock has 17,000 feet of elevation gain. So that one is something else entirely too. And we're
Uh,
gonna. We had planned to go to Colorado and do a series of hikes at elevation
hmm
about 3 or 4 months before the race to kind of get used to that
Yeah.
in whatever way we can. I mean, I don't know how used to it you can get it over 5 days, but
Yeah. It's
just
better than
have an
nothing.
idea.
Yeah, it's better than nothing. And you've been out there before. Heck, you've come to Maine and conquered Maine's highest peak, Katahdin. So
Yeah, that was the most difficult climb I'd ever done in my entire life, and that's
yeah.
that's why you guys call me Bernie now.
Quick story for those of you guys that don't know Nick. Matt Blood and I and Nick were coming down off the mountain, and Nick was just dead on his feet, right? And he had these Ray-Ban sunglasses on and a red shirt. He had black hair, and Matt says, not being a jerk or anything, but look back at Nick and tell me you don't see Weekend at Bernie's. Nick was just going along like this. So for the
Yeah,
rest of
very
the
machine
weekend,
like.
yeah,
The lights were on, nobody was home. It
nobody
was
was home.
it was
Yeah, and
just
Wendy was
pure
in
joy.
her I'm getting down off this mountain mode, not talking to anybody, just gone, right? And
Hmm.
everybody was in their own little bit of hell, right?
Yep.
And but
Ran
you
out of
gotta
water about halfway down. So,
you gotta
yeah.
go there to get there, right? You gotta
Mhm.
do the thing. So I saw a picture of you because we have one of those aura frames, and it's on it of pictures of our
Oh
hike. We're
yeah,
on there, and there was that picture of you on the hike, and you had your sleeping bag, right? And
yeah,
you
yeah.
dragged that thing all day long. You're like, damn it, I'm
Sure
bringing this
did.
bag. Bob said to be prepared. I'm
I had
prepared.
my
So
tent in there and everything. So
yeah, so you didn't just climb the mountain. You brought like I said, have enough stuff with you to spend the night. Nick does. He's nothing if he's not a rule follower. So anyway, well, cool. That's exciting. So back on the business side, what's next, man? I mean, I know sometimes it's easy to get caught up in that. Got to scale, got to grow, got to build, got to do this. I mean, are you kind of coming up over the and seeing up over the horizon now and kind of saying, okay, I want to see what this feels like a little bit before we go bite off more than we can chew.
yeah, I think one thing that War Room helped me do is get really clear on where I wanted
Mm,
to go. Um, as well as kind of the mechanisms that it would take to get there without necessarily my timeline being involved with that.
right.
And I've got like my goals are bigger than ever. At first it was I want to grow so I can make a lot of money, and now it's I want to grow so I can help other people make a lot of money, and so there can be a lasting legacy that's impactful,
Mm,
in the United States as a whole. And
yeah.
so, the goal has expanded uh, to, and it just sounds crazy saying it over what's going to be a publicly aired podcast, but I want to be a $50 million company and have 10 locations across the Southeast doing $5 million each.
There you
And
go.
so, we've really dialed in our processes and procedures
Hmm.
to be simple enough to be replicated in other locations or easily changeable. And so we're going to have a very unique system where if we follow it, it will, the goal of it is to provide a peaceful renovation experience every time.
Yeah.
And so, the goal used to be, well, let's get this to a $5 million company here and then maybe a $10 million company, and maybe I'll sell it, or maybe I'll start one in Florida.
Right.
Or, it wasn't very clear. But now that we have these systems and processes in place, next year is really going to be a testing year.